This is a quote by Emilia. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good morning.
Sorry. Every time I used to say good afternoon. Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Welcome to Merrill's 399 meeting. I am Ramakrishnan, Sergeant Arms for today's meeting. The mission of Toastmaster International is to empower individuals to improve their communication skills and leadership skills. Before introducing the presiding officer today, there are certain rules and regulations we need to follow throughout the meeting. Please switch off your mobile phones or keep them in silent mode. Thank you. Please don't walk around during the meeting. Please use TikTok to communicate across the hall. Then speakers are refrained from taboo topics such as sex, politics, and religion. Finally, I request every members to applaud when speakers on stage. Okay, this is the time to introduce the presiding officer on stage. He is a good mentor. He is not my mentor, but I have a lot of suggestions. I asked him. I will give my script to well written. So you will not say any correction. You will say all suggestions. So as per me, he is a good mentor and he is a good leader. So he is the presiding officer of today. Let's welcome our Zen Master Toastmaster Aravind here on our stage.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Arms. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? Good. A very good morning today, and I declare open meeting number 399. So we have a couple of guests today. Let's get their introductions. Madam, can you please introduce yourself?
I am Parvati. I am Siddhika's mother.
Oh.
And after very long, we have been wanting to come for this meeting for very long.
Right.
Finally, it has happened today. Although I am coming for the first time, I have a very good idea about what happens here because she talks so much about Toastmasters and all the people. So although I am meeting you, Mr. Arvind, for the first time, I know you.
Thank you. So for your information, she speaks a lot, not just off stage, but also on stage. And you, sir?
I'm Anantha Narayanan, also as Anant. I'm Siddhika's father. And I know Siddhika and Siddhika will be ready insurance that you want to join with me and
Right. Right. Siddhika is one of our most enthusiastic person we have. So thank you so much for coming. So a couple of weeks back, I was traveling to Bangalore for a conference. So what happened was, only after I got into the train, I realized that all my address proofs were with the treasurer Balaji, who was asking my address proof for opening a bank account for me. So I got through the train, and I was wondering how to convince the TTR, because address proofs are mandatory for online. So I googled for how to convince the TTR with the address proofs. And there was a suggestion that we have to sit in the toilet for 3 hours for the next set of journey. So I was fed up with all this. I directly entered into the Twitter account of Indian Railways. I asked them, so I left my address proof back at home. How am I supposed to travel? It is a very emergency travel for me. That's a very emergency meeting for me in Bangalore. So by then my phone dropped and my touch did not work. The TTR came. So he asked, where are you traveling? Bangalore, sir, and I just showed the ticket message. He asked me for the address proof. I said, I don't have, sir. He said, okay, show me at least in your mobile. Take a picture of it and show me it is not working, sir. So he was fed up, he walked away. So but then as I was thinking, I went there to him and said, sir, I had an emergency meeting in Bangalore. I just have $500 in my purse. So if you want me to pay the fine, I will definitely pay the fine. But I cannot get a cab tomorrow morning, early morning, because the cab drivers will charge more than 300 and I will not make it on time there. So the TTO was convinced. So by the way I expressed, I was expressing myself in a true way, that they convinced the TTR and he said, travel boss. So as I was sleeping comfortably at 11 o'clock, a police guy came. So he woke me up and he said, so you have registered a complaint in the Twitter account. I was shocked. There were a couple of cops and I thought they were arresting me for Jallikattu protest. So they asked me, so you have registered a complaint in a Twitter account, so what is the complaint? So they said, sir, I am unable to open the Twitter account right now. So but all I said was, so I missed my address proof back at home. But I wanted a solution to travel. But then those guys said, sir, it said that you lost your address proof here and the complaint is launched in Indian Railways. I was shocked. So that is when we opened the Twitter account and showed that instead of left, there was a word called lost. And those guys took it very seriously. They escalated it, and using my mobile number, they tracked down my seat, train, everything, and they came to my contact. That day I realized the power of a single word. So as a world champion says, Muhammad Ghazali, words have power, words are power, and words might be your power. Toastmasters is a place where you discover that your words might be your strongest power. So apart from words, the people over here are blend up in such a way that we believe that actions also make sound better than words. So Toastmasters is a place where leaders and communicators are made. So I welcome you all to this wonderful Toastmasters meeting today. Thank you so much for being here. For the benefit of guests, every Toastmasters meeting is run by a person called the Toastmaster of the Day. We call it TMO. So today the Toastmaster of the Day is played by a person who is pursuing journalism in MOP Vaishnav College. She is also nicknamed as the prodigy of Medley. It is also believed that she swallowed a small dictionary when she was young. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Janani Suri.
Okay. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
How are you doing today? A few years back, roughly 1.5 years back, it was in July 2015, I had joined Medley for the very first time. I remember I had just turned 18 2 months ago and had begun visiting meetings as guests. I entered Medley, I'll be frank, I entered Medley only because my dad dragged me to many meetings and he knew Sundararaman sir very well. So I entered Medley and I attended about 5 meetings with my dad. At that point, the only person I knew was Priyanka Bhatt. She was a Toastmaster then and she was the VPM and she always seemed to be running around the place. But she was very friendly to me and she became the only person I truly knew at Medley. A few weeks later when I joined and I asked Sunil sir, who's my mentor, Priyanka Bhatt was the person who was assigned to me to be my mentor. And I was very shy in my first few days at Medley. Priyanka Bhatt was basically the only person who I knew and the only person who I felt comfortable talking to in Medley. So I began talking to her about my speeches. The first few days, I seemed to be calling Priyanka for almost everything. If I had an R-counter role, I'll spend 1 hour with her talking about what should I do for this, should I do this differently, should I do that differently. If I had a timer role, I would mention, do I bring my own phone, is it Nokia okay, is a Samsung okay, is an iPhone okay, should I borrow a phone, should I get something else? Yes, in this very same speed. Priyanka Bhatt learned a lot from being my mentor. The first thing she learned from being my mentor is how to deal with angry people. And that really, I would like to say that improved her law career quite a bit. Now, after that, she slowly began depending on her for less and less. I started calling her not for reasons to ask doubts, but she became a friend to me, a person who I could consult, not just on anything Toastmasters related, but a person who I had come to count on, even in times of distress. She was very instrumental in shaping my early Toastmasters career. She encouraged me to participate in my first contest, and that's why I came up on stage. She saw that I liked PT and she made sure I was on stage for most of the PTs. She saw that I liked evaluation too, and she taught me how to evaluate. And when I became a mentor myself to some wonderful people, she is the person who taught me how to mentor. All I'm saying is I owe a lot to Priyanka Bhatt and every person who's mentored me, not just her. So one can never overstate the importance of mentors in this world. So for all of the Toastmasters mentors, including myself, we deserve a huge round of applause. Priyanka has sent some words to be said and I will say them exactly as she's written them. When mentoring my 3 amazing mentees forced me to see things in perspective. Not only did they become people who I started doing SWOT analysis for, they became 3 close friends of mine. Mentors can become people you rely on, they can become your friends, but most importantly, they are people who you will absolutely never lose touch with in Toastmasters. In honor of those mentors, let's start with meeting number 399. Today, for the benefit of guests, there are 3 sessions in every Toastmasters meeting. The first one is prepared speech, where speakers who will speak according to their predefined objectives. The second session is evaluation, where evaluators will evaluate those speakers based on those objectives. And the third session, generally called the most interesting, it's my favorite session anyway, table topics or TT, where people come here and are given topics and they speak on spot. Today we have an additional education session given by DTM Sampath Saurirajan. So, let me introduce a person who will be helping me on this stage. The person I'd like to call on stage is the general evaluator, who is in charge of the evaluation session. Today's general evaluator is a very interesting person. We fondly call him the professor. He's a photographer and a communicator. He said when I said communicator, you guys would understand what communicator means. His mentor is Mohan, and he says about Toastmaster Mohan. Toastmaster Mohan is a true professional and a trusted friend of mine. And he believes that mentoring in Toastmasters is the equivalent of Guru-Shishya system of the earlier days, except that there is no one-sided devotion and it's totally equal. Introducing on stage my general evaluator, Toastmaster Thomas Abraham.
Thank you, Tia Modi, for your inimitable verve and energy and the nice words you spoke about me. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests, proud parents of Siddhika. I would address my conversation on this part to you because the rest of us probably know this. Essentially, what you're taking off from what the Tia Modi said, the third part, namely evaluation, is a reflection of life itself. All of us plan, perform, review, and improve. So in this cycle of life, the one that I will take care of today is the third one, namely evaluation or review of what we become. To do that, in this nearly 100-year-old system that's been perfected by Toastmasters, there are two sets of people. One is the qualitative aspect of quality, second is the quantitative aspect of quality. For the quantitative aspect, we have essentially from what is called a tag team. It's the cliche, don't worry. We have a timer who times as per the requirements of the speech so that the speaker is within the time, otherwise gets disqualified. Then you have the R-counter. R-counter, I must say, since I was a guest also a long time back, I thought it was something like a cash counter with a semicircular top and a square bottom empty kind of thing into the wall. It is actually to do with counting. This person counts the R's and the M's, the unnecessary sounds. So it's like in metallurgy, you have burr, B-U-R-R. This is the sound burrs that this man counts for our benefit. Then we have the grammarian. Grammarian obviously improves our grammar. That's one set. Then we have evaluators who are guided by a fantastically built manual which sets the objectives and evaluates the speech of each speaker against this. So now, best that I would request each of them to give their role clarity, except the evaluators, they will come later. So start with, may I have the tag team? Starting with Godwin, who is the timer. Before you start off on your role, please mention, respecting the theme of the day, the name of your mentor. If I'm the mentor, you sort of make it easy. Dot and all the truths, and say three things that you like or dislike about this person. So that's it. And then you can go on to describing your role. Thank you.
My mentor is Thomas sir. So I specifically asked Arvind to get Thomas sir as my mentor because I really liked the first day I came to a couple of meetings I came. The way he conducted, it was really amazing, and the way his vocabulary, everything I really admired.
Three words.
I cannot express in 3 words. Sorry, I'll just take some time. So I asked specifically for him to be my mentor, and a couple of things I want to highlight here. Whenever I go to him, for any script or anything, he checks each and everything. He doesn't go check. He just doesn't say, okay, go ahead. He doesn't say that. He checks everything. He checks everything script, and he says no, there are things very good, correct. He enhances he knows my he knows exactly where I'll fail or something, and he corrects it. So I really like the way he doesn't discourage. He encourages the people, and to do more.
Truth comes out. Yeah, on your roll, please.
Okay, so I'll get the timer role. So I'll be playing the role of the timer today. So my main objective is to make sure that each speakers can complete their speak on the scheduled time. So what I'll do is I'll take the time, whatever they're capturing it, and I'll give the report at the end of it. And we have few timelines what each speakers have to maintain. For example, some prepared speeches have to be 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 5 minutes, and 2 minutes of additional time. So what I'll do is, like, if they have completed within a speculative time, I'll show the green card, and there will be grace period, and I'll show the yellow. And if it's beyond, I'll just show the red cards. So for each and everything, I'll just complete, and at the end of it, I'll just share all the reports. Thank you.
Thank you, Godwin. That was very exhaustive. And the encounter for today is Toastmaster Sanjay. May I request you again, name your mentor, and please give 3 aspects about him that you like, and then on to your role.
My mentor, Janani, in 3 aspects about her which I opted her as my mentor. She is more disciplined, and for every session which I need to speak, she prompts me more, like she acts as a reminder. Even I forget there is a session for me in the next week. She will keep on asking me the speech, prepare, ready, evaluated, send the script, let me evaluate first. And as generally people speak every time about her, she has swallowed the dictionary.
I'm going to digest this.
Yet to digest, baby.
And coming to my current role, thank you fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today my role as an accountant, it's my duty as an accountant to listen to the verbal distractions such as you know, and so, but, and other filler words or sounds. I will also keep track of the repeated words like the, and I. Lastly, I will keep track of long pauses when they are distracting. I will keep track of these speaking errors in writing for each speaker and give a report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. On to the grammarian. That role is being played by Mazook today. Again, since the subject has been dealt with by Godwin, you could even skip that first part.
Yes.
Nevertheless.
Yes, good afternoon. Good morning, my dear friends. And my mentor is Thomas sir. And 3 words to describe about his quality is dedication, commitment, and his vocal variety. So, coming back to my role, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will also take any use of any misuse of English language as well as any outstanding uses, quotes, sayings, or words. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day for today is stewardship. So, definition of stewardship. The office, the duties or obligations of a steward. The another meaning with connection to the mentorship. The conducting, the supervising or managing of something, especially the careful, responsible management of someone entrusting one's care. Stewardship of natural resources. We will see the examples of how stewardship can be used. Generally, the dean left the day-to-day stewardship of the college to assistant dean. The next one. She believes that stewardship of the environment is everyone's responsibility. So, I encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day and theme of the day, and whenever it has been called, I request to upload the meeting. I will submit my report when I have.
Thank you, friends. So that was a brief theory session. Now on to some action to be led by Tia Modi. Before that, I would just say that you have to suffer me later when I come at the end of the session and give you an overall report, again helped by the tag team. Over to you.
Okay, now that my excellent GE has given his introduction, I believe it's time to begin the meeting. The first session today will be an education session given by DTM Sampath Sararajan. A few words about DTM Sampath. He is a Toastmaster for 15 years minus a few days. He has been a member of 8 clubs of Toastmasters and attended meetings of 40 clubs. He can't be kept away so easily from Toastmasters, he's afraid. and he's in his second CC cycle. Put your hands together to welcome Dr.